I am affiliated with University of Northampton. I am NirjalShrestha. And my UN ID is 1F17142. It's my pleasure to meeting with you. To begin with, let's start with your introduction and about your schooling and about the business nature of your business.
So I'm Subhash Verma. I'm currently working as CEO of Microsoft. So talking about my schooling, I did my schooling in Boca, in Gandhi School, and I did my first school from Gandhi College, and then I did my engineering from Kocha, which is engineering. And immediately after IOE, I did some teaching for 2 years, and then we started working in a school. So Microsoft was started in 2004, and I was one of the founders to start eSeva as a product of Microsoft. So currently, we are Microsoft has two verticals. One is the software development, we develop software for clients, and we also run digital for eSeva. We simply runs the phone pay, which is an interbank payment platform.
Okay, now let's move towards the opportunity section questions which I have prepared for you. To begin with, how do you define opportunity?
Basically, for giving opportunity, we see it as a business problem that is prevailing in the economy, in a state we are living. So whenever there is a business problem, there is an opportunity to solve it. So we're taking that opportunity as we are taking the problem as an opportunity to build a new product, so that it will make it easy for people to actually solve the problem and make their life easier.
Okay. While establishing the Esewa or funding the Esewa, what were the market gaps or problem that you realized?
So when we started eSeva, the problem was payments. So everywhere we went, we had to stay with you for hours. So be it paying electricity bills or be paying your telephone bills. So everywhere there was like, you had to visit the counter to get the bills paid. So that was the problem that we were trying to solve. So we thought of a way where people could actually pay their bills from the comfort of their homes using the internet or using mobile phone. So after the mobile phone took over, we actually moved to a mobile app, so people could actually pay all their bills or make any payments through the mobile app.
Okay. Then how do you specify it? Did you create the opportunity or discover the opportunity within the problem?
So I don't think we ever try to create opportunities. It's like there is a problem, so the problem itself is an opportunity for us to actually work out the solution for it. So if we come up with a good solution for a good problem, then there's enough room for a good product.
Okay, were you able to explain the market?
Yeah, we thought we'd take the market by surprise, so we thought we're solving a very big problem. People would actually use our product to make it easier. But even if we had a better solution, people were not adopting it. So we had to invest most of our time actually educating the consumers to actually use the product. So the problem for us was the solution for the business problem was easier to find than educating the people to actually solve their own problem.
Okay. Do you have any knowledge or experience regarding this respective field beforehand?
We were into software development, so software development was the thing that we were already doing. But the field that we chose to build the software in, we were not familiar with the field. So we had to learn all the jargons, all the technical skills, all the business skills, even required in this field, as we were building the product.
Okay. What do you think? Which micro-environmental factor played a vital role for opportunity recognition?
Macro environment meaning that most of almost all of the founders we've never been outside the country at that time. Mostly being India, we've been in India, but we didn't have any knowledge of how things were being done in developed countries. But we tried to build a product that is suitable for Nepal. So the economy, the user behavior of Nepal, Nepalese customers, the business scenario, and the business environment in Nepal actually was the major factor that influenced our product.
Uh, did you have any social networks at the time of recognizing or exploiting the opportunity?
I think when we started building product, it was around 2008. Social networks were just starting, so we were seeing a phase where people were just starting to have Facebook accounts. So the social networking, in terms of digital social networking, when we have page, Facebook, LinkedIn, they just started. But in terms of personal social network, our founder was really good at PR skills. So the people person to person relationship helped us a lot.
Was there any similar business at that time?
No, we were the first product of its kind being launched.
Okay, then how did you position your service in customer mind?
It was a difficult task because we were a new company where none of the founders were really profit. So it was mostly word of mouth that actually multiplied the users out there.
What kind of customers did you segment and target?
Customer segmentation was very easy for us. So since we're working with technology, we're working with internet, we're working with desktop, so we're not looking at serving the people that were already above 40, they were not used to using computers. So the target market for our products would be the people that are already familiar with technology, people already using the internet, and people who are trying to make their life easier. So it goes down to, and for to make payments, they had to have income. So the target market segment for us was people with income and familiar with technology.
How did prior knowledge, network, and opportunity recognition affect on the business performance?
I think the network and personal relations helped us build the product because we were looking at people sharing the experience, they were sharing the problems. So we were actually looking at building a product that could solve the specific problem people that we were targeting the product at. So every conversation we had with people would revolve around the problem that they were facing and the way that we were trying to solve the problem. So that gave many insights for us to incorporate in the product. So that made the product more relatable to the customer.
Almost all of the people in Nepal are familiar with Iseva nowadays. This is a great innovation in Nepal in the technological field. How did you generate the idea and eliminated it?
I think generating the idea was identifying the problem was the major success that we had because we were trying to solve a problem that was never been solved before in the Nepalese context. So we were working in a completely different scenario compared to all other developed countries. So we identified the problem of payment. We actually built a product that would solve the problem, solve the payment problem. And once we started building the product, we had people giving inputs, we had businesses that were trying to solve their own problems. So every feedback we received from people in business that we continue to build it into our product. So at one point we were actually making it easier for the businesses, we were making it easier for the customers. So whenever a customer downloads an easier app, it actually allows them to do instant top-up, instant payment, send money to friends, pay the electricity bills. So that gradually took off, and then we're at a point where everybody's talking about ECM and knows how ECM is making the happen.
Was it the first idea that you generated worked, or later it was developed?
Idea itself, it was the first idea that we worked on, but the way we solved the problem, it was not the first way that it worked. So we had to go back and forth. We had a solution to a problem. We tried to go to the customer. We tried to go to the customer, and the customer didn't like the solution. So it was like coming back, rethinking, reworking, and then we come up with a new model. So we had to reiterate on the product itself, but not the actual problem.
Like just you said, there were many problems and solutions at the time of taking idea into action. How did you manage to solve it? Did you reach convergent thinking, or divergent thinking, or dynamic thinking?
I think we're not that academically aligned to think about problems. It was a plain, simple way of looking at things. So we thought we didn't have any payment method in Nepal. So we need to have a payment method that's online, that's mobile, that's actually acceptable to the user. So it was like problem was there, and then we worked on how we could make it easier. So I don't think we were using what thinking techniques that were describing textbooks.
Like basically, if we look, if there was a problem, then did you make many solutions, or rather focus only on one solution?
No, we focused on one solution. We tried to experiment that solution. If it worked, we made it part of the product. If it didn't work, we kept it aside and start working for a new product, a new way of solving the same problem.
Was there anyone to give you advice and evaluate your idea?
I think we didn't have the comfort of actually validating our idea through experts. So we didn't have any experts on the payment domain at the time we were working on the product. But we had inputs from lots of people from different walks of life. So we got lots of feedback from people working in the bank, who were already working in cars. So the method, the best practices that were followed by the car industry. So we got input from people working in the bank. So that was a major input that we received from the experts. Otherwise, most of the input that we received from were from the customers.
Isewa establishment has already completed evaluation. Yeah. At the time of establishment, did you consider the demographic change at the time of implementing the idea?
Yeah, this year I think is a very good example of changing demographics. For example, when we started in 2008, we didn't have many people using the phone. So even if they were using the phone, they were just using the phone to actually make phone calls. And we didn't have a population that was even using SMS. So our first product was a web-based portal where people could actually log into each area from the desktop and then make online payment. But come 2012, people started having phones, people started having internet access to their phones. So we gradually changed our product model from a desktop model to, we still continue the desktop model, but we identified a situation where we had to have a product on the mobile platform as well. So that we gave birth to a mobile, eSeva mobile app. So, and then the age group that we're looking at. So we had, earlier we were like, when we were in desktop, it was like people above 30, 35, We're not comfortable using desktop. So with mobile phone, more people started using mobile phone. So our product was well designed, so we could actually reach out to a newer population. So the person that is not actually comfortable with internet and desktop, but is more comfortable with phone. So developing a product on a mobile phone actually was a adapted system that we made to our product that could reach out to a newer demographic.
How do you categorize your innovation? As an invention or extension or duplication?
I don't think it's innovation in itself because people are doing it. Developed countries doing mobile payments, electronic payments, and but I think the innovation from our end was how to make it work in economic activity. So innovation, we didn't have any innovation in. We don't call it innovation in the front of the product itself or the problem itself, but our innovation came in ways of doing things. So it's like in 2009, people were using a phone. They were using, they didn't have access to internet. But using SMS to make payment was the innovation that we made in our product. So none of the big companies or developed countries are using SMS as a medium of transaction. But eShare was the first platform that actually used SMS as a medium of transaction. So that's the innovation that we got into our company.
Okay. And likewise, after the establishment of eShare and that SMS relevant for the market of Nepal, do you regard scan and pay as incremental innovation or not?
Yeah, scan and pay can be thought of as innovation, but I don't even think scan and pay as a very new idea because it is we actually were very innovative in 2012 when actually launched scan and pay for the first time in 2012, but market wasn't ready, so we had to go back, remove the scan and pay feature in our products, and in 2016, 18, so world was talking about scan and pay. So China was way ahead of time. So China has a massive 80% transaction carried out through QR code. So again in 2018 we thought, I think it's the right time to reintroduce scan and pay. So that's how we introduced scan and pay. The scan and pay launched in 2018 is an incremental innovation, whereas the scan and pay we tried back in 2012 was a real innovation, but that never went to the market because the market was not ready to actually use it.
Then it can be regarded as a radical innovation. And
that is the innovation, but that didn't work, right? So we had to actually redefine the product, get rid of that feature, and when the market was ready in 2018, we again relaunched the feature. So the one in 18 can be considered incremental innovation or even a duplication if you consider China as the pioneer market for QR payments. But 2012 was an innovation, so that didn't work.
Okay, now let's move ahead at the establishment of Ishiwa. At the time, people had a different perception of digital payment gateway or not at all. How hard was it that time?
Talking about difficulty, it was the most difficult time for our product in 2000 when we launched eSeva. So everybody thought it was a good idea, but not many people were actually ready to try it out. So everybody thought you could actually make payments from a computer, you can actually make payments through internet, you can make payments through mobile phone. So the idea sounded very interesting to most of the people. Everybody said that was an amazing idea to solve the payment problem. But the way people looked at our solution, that was far more on the upper side, whereas the adoption was in the bottom side. So the problem was people were talking about it, people were finding it easier, but there were not enough people to actually try it out.
our efforts of has already left a mark on history as the first digital payment gateway. It was totally new knowledge for me. How did you set up your mind to build the X?
I think we never made a conscious plan to actually identify the risk and identify how we're going forward. It was just we were just acting like emotional entrepreneurs. We were actually built a product and now we're struggling to market the product. So the risk was there because we were heavily heavily failing during the time 2009 to 2012. But we actually thought that the right time for the product is still yet to come. So we persevered and then we kept on working on the product. So in a couple of years, the environment was more friendly, the people were more tech savvy, so that actually converted to new users for our product. And then the patience that we had from 2009 to 2012 actually paid off after 2014.
Now, were there any tax law related to digital payment at the time of establishment?
We were talking about tax law, we didn't have any regulation related to digital payment at that time. But we had an agreement with banks, so we were protected. So, since we were not that visible in the market, so even we were working without regulations. But in 2014, when we were more visible, we were doing more business. Actually, the regulator, the Central Bank of Nepal, actually came up with a regulation to regulate the payment industry. So we were one of the first companies to be regulated on the payment industry. So it is like how regulations work is with technology and regulation, it's always technology which is ahead of time. So whenever you come up with a new technology, you go to the market. If the market accepts the technology, then the regulator comes up with regulation. So that's exactly what happened with this. So we built the product, there was no regulation, we built the product, we redesigned the product, we reiterated, we actually made a product that would work in the market. And people started using the product and the need for regulation came afterward. So when we launched the product in 2009, there was no regulation, but when people started using the product and there was a market for the product in 2014, the central bank actually came up with the regulation and then we were regulated.
Now let's ahead to the question related to entrepreneurship. Now, first of all, we'll talk about team formulation process. Would you mind telling how was your team formed?
Forming a team was easy for us. The founders were all college. We studied this group of people working, studying in the same faculty. So we were like college friends. So Vishwas had the idea, and then a group, four of us started and we worked on this idea. So that is how it started. And then when we were having new employees in the company, the first lot of employees were all of them were our friends from the same classroom. So it was easy starting the project with the team of classmates.
What do you think? What are the characteristics of an entrepreneur that they must have?
I think the first characteristics for an entrepreneur is the instinct to identify problems and instinct to actually analyze the problem and identify a product that can actually solve the problem. And another trait that you can do, I think, you must have for an entrepreneur is perseverance or patience. So it's not always that you come up with a product and it becomes a hit overnight. So it's like you have to work with the product, redesign the product, understand the consumers, and redesign the product, and again go to the market. So that's the type of patience that an entrepreneur requires. Other than that, I think entrepreneurs should be able to explain his ideas. So if you can't explain the product, explain the problem, you're not a good entrepreneur. So, ability to analyze the problem, ability to come up with options to solve the problem, and identify the best solution, and then communicate the problem as well as the product to the consumers.
Do you believe taking action with your institution?
I think most of the time with entrepreneurs, they use the instinct to take decisions because there are not. So when you're doing a new thing, there are no best practices that are already in the market. There are no case studies, so you're always on your own. So you can't have you can go to the textbooks and look for solutions that have never been solved before. So most of the time, I think it's the instinct of the entrepreneur that actually decides on how to move the product forward.
Okay, which leadership style do you follow?
I think it's a mix of multiple leadership styles that we follow in our organization. So it's like for the problem the hires that we have are mostly fresh out of college without the knowledge of the industry. So it's like first we guide them, mentor them, and then at a point when they have enough knowledge of the market, we start delegating tasks. So it's like a mix of a coaching leadership or delegating leadership.
How did you finance your business starting?
I think only talking about our business, we actually funded our startup with our own products. So it's like we were building eSeva, but the money to build eSeva was coming from the sales of our own products. So we were selling our products to the banks, we're making money out of the product sales, and we're investing the money we're receiving from product sales to the product that we're building eSeva. So it was like we're building a product for a segment, we're selling the product, making money out of it, and then investing it in the startup idea.
Now let's talk about the fun side of the entrepreneur. There are many myths about the entrepreneur, like entrepreneurs are born not made, entrepreneurs requires huge funding, entrepreneurs are their own boss. Do you believe they are true or not?
I think you're first. Entrepreneurs are born not made. I think there's a part of truth in that statement because there are few traits that an entrepreneur has. So that traits are, I'm not saying they are born with that trait, but they build that trait over time. So some people find it difficult to develop such traits who actually can't take entrepreneurship for a long race. But still, the traits that entrepreneurs, patience, the ability to identify problems, ability to come up with solutions, and identify the best solution, and actually communicate the problem as well as the product. These traits that can be learned, I guess, but I'm not sure if they are actually people get the traits from by birth. Another problem we're saying with
Entrepreneurs require huge funding.
That's true. Entrepreneurs come with different ideas, different products. Some ideas may require very little funds. So very little fund, they can actually go to the market with less funds, so they don't require huge investment. But some ideas, some products may require huge investment. So, and it's not necessary that entrepreneur has all the money in his pocket to actually invest in the product. So that's why we have angel investors, we have private equity investors and all that. So if you have a good idea, so one of the traits of an angel entrepreneur is the ability to explain the problem as well as explain the product. So if you need a huge investment, so that ability comes to picture. So if you can demonstrate the problem, explain the problem and demonstrate the solution to a good investor, then you're starting to get investment, right? So it's like not always investment. Entrepreneurship requires investment, but it's not always necessary that entrepreneur has all the investment in his pocket.
Do you believe entrepreneurship have? Right?
We were four founders, so the right way to go was private partnership company. So private limited was the best option that we had at the time. So it was only one founder, and I think sole proprietorship would be a good model. But since we had multiple founders, a private limited company was the perfect fit and choice at the time.
Has your organization acquired or merged or has any alliance with any company?
Yeah, after FNSoft was recently, we had introduced investors. So Canton Media Group was a first formal big investor that came into the company. But we don't have any history of other acquisition or acquisition or anything. But we have acquired a few companies, small size companies that are aligned with the business model that we are into.
What is your perception regarding organization, culture, and structure?
So I think when you're small, I think the structure and organization, you don't have to really work to actually build a structure and structure of the organization. But once you start doing big, the the need to organize or structure the business is very important. So, so when we were 25 people in Japan, we actually didn't bother about the culture, the organization, the structure. But when we were 200 people working in Japan, we started looking at structures to actually manage the whole thing. So, with size, scalability, so to become a more agile organization, I think structure is must.
Have you provided any opportunity for entrepreneurship in your organization?
So our founder Vishwas has a very noble idea in our organization. So he says that one entrepreneur every year. So it's like entrepreneurs, our office staff are encouraged to think of new ideas. So if someone has a great idea that you can actually build a product, so then we have a tendency to actually spin off the company and let him manage his own startup. So that's the way of starting entrepreneurship inside the organization.
Okay, and last but not the least, what do you think about corporate entrepreneurship? Establishing a new business model or any model regarding the competitor?
I think I'm not too familiar with the top corporate entrepreneurship. What we're doing is very simple. We are focused on our products, we are focused on our services, so we're always working to build the best product and give the best experience to our customers. So that's the only way that we're looking at our business. So we're investing in ideas that can actually make our products and services better.
Now, you and your organization has been an inspiration for all the youths like us who are looking for their startups and establishing some business. What would you like to suggest or say something for the youths like us?
I think Nepal is a country where there are lots of opportunities, so we don't have anything. So we started with payments. So payment is the industry now. So we have 16 or 17 companies working in payment. Starting from big companies to small startups, they are already working in the payment industry. So there are lots of areas that are still require need innovation and new ideas. So what I'd like to tell all the youth is, please try to look around you, try to find problems that you can solve, and you become an entrepreneur. And there are two advantages. You're making yourself, you're proving yourself, and you're actually helping the country to solve its own problems.
It was amazing time that you spared for me. It was knowledgeable, and your journey of entrepreneurship was really amazing. That you four founders were really dedicated, patient, and hardworking. Thank you for sparing your time.
But I didn't like that.